Hi, in this video I'm running through 3 exercises that might help your lower back pain. I have a pelvic disparity and a pelvic instability, and I can jar my pelvis just walking, and when I have a flare up it really hurts, and I find these exercises really help me. Give them a go and see how they help you. You're going to need a sliver of wall and a yoga block. First one is static extension. You come to your hands and knees like this. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor and they need to be in a straight line, running parallel, and your knees and your hips need to be basically straight over each other. And you're going to walk your hands a hand width in front, and then you're going to bring your body so that your shoulders are over your wrists, popping an anterior tilt into your back, into your pelvis, so your lower back, you've got an arch. Now this doesn't mean that you dip into your lower back, because if you've got lower back pain and you do that, you will really know it. It will really hurt. So you need to get the pelvic tilt. It's happening here, not in your back. It's the pelvic tilt. And you have to make sure that your arms are nice and straight. So keep your elbows locked in this position. And you're maintaining contact with the hands are flat against the floor. No little pinkies raising up, or all of your fingers, all of your hand needs to have contact with the ground. And now we are going to sink down into our shoulders like that. And you're aiming for the feeling that your shoulder blades are touching at the back. So if you had a pencil on your back in between your shoulder blades, you'd be gripping it right now. So cues are anterior pelvic tilt, roll that pelvis forward, and you're keeping your arms nice and straight, elbows locked out, hands planted firmly down on the ground, sinking down into your shoulders, and head can go like that. I like to keep mine like that. Feet nice and flat against the floor, and your shins staying on the floor. They might want to raise up. So hold this for 2 minutes. If you can't do that, work up from 1 minute to 2 minutes. And now we are going to go on to flexion abdominals. You're going to need your yoga block. Come to the wall, and you need to have your feet hip width distance apart, parallel with the floor. Outside edges are nice and straight. So that's the outside edges of your feet, nice and straight. Might feel really strange, but that is how they're meant to be. So you need to have your feet, your shins nice and parallel, straight line, and your knees need to be closer to your chest. So you're creating the flexion in your hips. This is going to go in between your knees. So that's hip width distance apart. If you find it a little bit comfortable, give it a little wiggle round to see where you find it the most comfortable. We are going to put our arms flat on the ground like that, palms facing up. Try and get your whole hand, back of the hand touching the floor. Now, if you find that you're in this position and you've got an arch in your lower back, you need to put a pillow or a block to raise your head up like that, because we need the whole of our back and our sacrum and our coccyx touching. They need to have contact with the floor. And now we are going to squeeze 5 out of 10 pressure on the block. Now that is going to be for 5 minutes, and we need to ensure that we are not tensing our back up in this position. So you need to check in with yourself. Where am I feeling this exercise? You need to feel it in your inner thighs and your hip flexors. I'm actually going to shift just a little bit away because I'm a bit too close and I was feeling it more in my lower back. You may find that you dip into your lower back again in this exercise. So when you're putting the pressure on the yoga block, you might find that you tense up in your back. You need to reassess that, and every time you think of that, you need to relax and really, really concentrate on not tensing your back. The whole of your upper body needs to be relaxed, and you just need to be pressing against the yoga block or the cushion or whatever you're using. 5 out of 10. Don't absolutely kill it, because you won't make the 5 minutes. So you need to ensure that your back is nice and flat against the floor and you're not tensing your back. It's all in the pressure in between your knees. Sending that breath all the way into the sides of your body and into the back. Nice and relaxed upper torso. Your feet, you shouldn't be gripping on to the wall with your feet. They should just be pressing gently against the wall. Now, when you've done 5 minutes of that exercise, you need to gently roll over and get yourself to a standing position, and we are going to do air bench. So really, ideally, you need to do this exercise in shoes, not in socks. I have to do it on a rubber-backed mat because I have got tiles that slip with anything, even with the yoga mat. So you are going to come to the wall, flat against the wall, your back, and you at the same time as walking your way out like that, you're going to come down. Now you need to be at a 110-degree angle there, and your feet need to be slightly out from your knees. Place the yoga block in between your knees like this, and your pressure in your feet needs to be in your heels, and you need to actively press out with your back. So you're pressing against the wall. So you're maintaining contact with the wall. It's quite easy to try and grip with your toes with this exercise. So you need to really concentrate on putting the weight through your heels and then pressing back all from into your lower back into the wall. Hands can go either like that or like this. And we are maintaining this for 2 minutes. If that's too difficult, you can do for 1 minute and then work up. Now, a trick to get yourself out of this exercise, get rid of that and push like that. There you go. So that was 3 exercises to help with lower back pain. One was static extension. So we do that for 2 minutes. If that's too hard, do it for 1 minute, work up to 2 minutes. Then we had flexion abdominals, which was for 5 minutes. And then we had air bench, which was 2 minutes. But if you find that too hard, do it for 1 minute and work up to 2 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it.